Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1 through 14. Remember also your Creator in the days of your youth, before the evil days come and the years draw near of which you will say, I have no pleasure in them. Before the sun and the light and the moon and the stars are darkened, and the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house tremble, and the strong men are bent, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those who look through the windows are dimmed, and the doors on the street are shut, when the sound of the grinding is low, and one rises up at the sound of a bird, and all the daughters of song are brought low. They are afraid also of what is high, and terrors are in the way. The almond tree blossoms, the grasshopper drags itself along, and desire fails, because man is going to his eternal home, and the mourners go about the streets. Before the silver cord is snapped, or the golden bowl is broken, or the pitcher is shattered at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern, and the dust returns to the earth as it was, and the spirit returns to God who gave it. Vanity of vanities, says the preacher, all is vanity. Besides being wise, the preacher also taught the people knowledge, weighing and studying and arranging many proverbs with great care. The preacher sought to find words of delight, and uprightly he wrote words of truth. The words of the wise are like goads, and like nails firmly fixed at the collected sayings. They are given by one shepherd. My son, beware of anything beyond these. Of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. The end of the matter, all has been heard. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every deed into judgment, with every secret thing, whether good or evil. Today's passage is the final summary of the book of Ecclesiastes, and the summation of what the teacher has been teaching throughout the book. The final chapter is divided into two sections. First, the teacher teaches us to be mindful of God as early as we can, before the troubles of life and its end come. Because life is full of vanity, knowing God and his ways will keep us from doing foolish things. The second part seems to explain the qualification of Koheleth and the reason for his sharp words. The teacher is wise, knowledgeable, and one who sought to understand truth. Just as shepherds guide the sheep with goads, the teacher desired that his wisdom would be a guide of understanding truths of life. Then the book ends with a simple but important statement. Fear God and keep his commandments, for God will bring every deed to judgment. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 9 and 10 says, So whether we're at home or away, we make it our aim to please him. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, so that each one may receive what is due for what he has done in the body, whether good or evil. We will all be held accountable for everything we have done here on earth, and the only thing that will remain forever are the things we have done that pleases God. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 13 through 15 says, Each one's work will become manifest, for the day will disclose it, because it will be revealed by fire, and the fire will test what sort of work each one has done. If the work that anyone has built on the foundation survives, he will receive a reward. But if anyone's work is burned up, he will suffer loss, though he himself will be saved, but only as through fire. As we finish the book of Ecclesiastes, let us always remember that our works will be judged and tested on the final judgment day, and live a life of holiness, a life that pleases the Lord.